It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Wednesday, the 7th of May. I'm Michael Groff. Our weather pattern is in transition from the beautiful, cool, unsettled conditions we've had over the last few days to a very hot summer-like pattern that we'll see by late this week, this weekend, and into early next week. How hot will it get? How long will it last? What about some more rain chances? Do we have any of that to talk about? Oh, yes. As we often do, we will figure it out as we dive on in and discuss. First, the almanac from yesterday. Another glorious day. 77 degrees was the afternoon high, 62 the morning low, way below the averages of 91 and 67. No rain in the bucket officially at Sky Harbor yesterday, but just like the last few days, some spots did pick up some light rain. Looking outside right now at 8:15 a.m., some fluffy clouds out there. Michelle will like that. Got those cumulus hanging around, and we're sitting at 70 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points 52, humidity 53%. The winds are light. The barometer is steady. Satellite picture out here across the west. That area of low pressure that brought the initial round of unsettled weather on Sunday and Monday, that's pushed off to the east. A secondary little low or short wave is moving through Arizona today. And there's enough moisture and dynamics with that to kick off a few more showers across the state. Probably not a whole lot. They'll be very widely spaced, but still we'll keep the chance of rain in the forecast for today. But then tomorrow high pressure builds back in and conditions will be drying out. And we're already going to start that warming trend today, but it'll be kicked up in a high gear by tomorrow and Friday. The watch warning map, some flood advisories, flood watches across parts of Texas and the Gulf Coast. Otherwise, things relatively quiet across the country at the moment. Convective outlook for today, the marginal risk of severe storms to include places like San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and toward New Orleans and Biloxi and Gulf Shores. Now in Arizona, we're in the green. Some thunderstorms, I suppose, not completely out of the question. Of course, no organized severe weather. I'd say even the threat of thunder is fairly low, but it's not zero, which we'll analyze here in a moment on modeling. Precipitation outlook valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, not much, maybe a few hundredths of an inch, maybe. Again, probably like we've seen the last 3 days. Most spots may see nothing, but a few locations could see what's shown here, and I guess even an isolated spot, should one of those convectively driven showers or thunderstorms pop up, and you get parked under one of those, you could see still some heavy rain in very short order. So be aware of that threat for one more day. So what's going on with this weather pattern in more detail? To figure it all out, we'll break it all down as we take a look at the models. Have a look at things. This is the GFS, the 06Z run. This is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's that low moving out into the plain states, the secondary little short wave crossing through Arizona. What it means down at the surface for the rest of the day today, partly cloudy, a bit warmer though, highs low to mid 80s. Now, given that we still have this little short wave, there's enough dynamics, and with the heat of the day and the limited moisture that we have around here, we might touch off a few showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. The threat for storms is pretty low. The threat of any rain is pretty low, but it's not zero, and we'll look at the convective allowing models. This is our HRRR, the high-resolution rapid refresh. It's done a fairly decent job the last few days, so the simulated radar product shows the bulk of the shower activity is over northern and eastern Arizona. There's a couple of showers, though, and storms that could be popping up in the southern part of the state this afternoon. This has some pretty close to the valley at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I mean, whether or not it's 3 or 4 or 5 or 2, nobody really knows. The idea is with just the dynamics around, a few showers are still possible to pop up through the day, and I would suggest to be most numerous in the afternoon before dying out very quickly by sunset. So again, low to mid 80s this afternoon. Tonight will clear out. Overnight lows will be in the upper 50s to upper 60s. And then tomorrow, we're really coming back to reality. High pressure is building back in. Highs in the low to mid 90s. That's pretty close to, if not even a couple of degrees above, seasonal averages. But the elevator keeps going up. Here's Friday. High pressure's in, temperatures upper 90s to about 102. We'll keep warming it up on Saturday with high temperatures. Could be getting close to 101 to 105, and that's where we introduce the old H word into the forecast, hot. And that's going to continue on Sunday with an increase in clouds, though. Again, we've talked about this for a few days. There might just be a very weak little low that comes on through over the weekend. That could touch off a shower or storm over the higher terrain. But basically, around here, all we're going to see is some high clouds around, partly sunny on Sunday, 102 to 106 for the high. This, of course, if that were to verify, would be the hottest day we've had so far this year and the hottest temperatures we've seen since last October. All right, we keep it going. This is Monday. Temperatures will back off a few degrees on Monday. I'd say mid-90s to about 100 as the ridge will be scooting off to the east and a trough develops along the Pacific Northwest coast. And that may become more of a dominant feature as we go further into next week. Here's Tuesday, and the heights are coming down, and latest guidance suggests highs upper 80s and low 90s. So back towards seasonal averages by about next Tuesday. So this brief heat up, this heat wave will be relatively short-lived. It'll be intense, but short-lived for now. A week from today, Wednesday, the 14th. Now troughing is north of us, and the heights are coming down, continuing to come down here in the west. And so afternoon highs would be somewhere in the mid-80s to low 90s here in Arizona. Of course, no real threat of precipitation in a configuration like that, but at least the temperatures would be backing off. Thursday, the 15th. And an upper low is located near San Francisco. Southwesterly flow here, so still some clouds around. I'd say partly sunny sky, but temperatures would still be at maybe just a bit below average. Again, probably staying in the 80s to near 90. This is the end of the forecast period, Friday the 16th. And again, low pressure lingers to the west of us. Still, I don't think there'd be any real threat of precipitation in a look like this, okay? There's not going to be a significant moisture tap, and this low is not particularly anomalous, although heights would be below average. Still, I guess, maybe a shower or two somewhere over the higher terrain of northern Arizona or scattered about through the mountains of the western United States. But generally speaking, the main weather headline from this would be some clouds and temperatures continuing below average. All right, just for the heck of it, let's take a look at the European. Let's see what it's got cooked up at the same time. This is Friday, the 16th, and it also has a decent trough sitting off to the west of us. And again, pretty good model consistency in the idea of temperatures below average after about Monday of next week, a really notable cooling trend. And so temperatures will be dipping down. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix, this goes out through the 21st of May off the GFS ensemble. Many of the members do still show some rain today. Not sure about that. European ensemble, a few members there too, but the mean in this case is just a couple hundredths of an inch and really doesn't show much of any precipitation after today. Temperatures off the national blend of models still below average today, but look what happens. We really warm it up quickly. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. Temperatures will be from where they were yesterday and Monday. Temperatures will be about 30 degrees warmer by the time we get to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Remember, we were in the 70s. Monday, Tuesday will be up around 103, 104, 105 or so by this weekend. And then temperatures will retreat back into the 80s or maybe low 90s next week. Checking out the Climate Prediction Center outlook, the CPC outlook for temperatures for the 8 to 14 day period. This is May 14th through the 20th. And if this is correct, temperatures here in the west below average, including Arizona. So probability skewing toward below average temperatures with near average precipitation, which basically means nothing or very, very little precipitation for that period of May 14th through the 20th. But hey, this is the good news. This is what we expect. So even though we'll be heating up, it may not last altogether too long. All right. That's going to do it with the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Now, should you happen to enjoy these videos, of course you do, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really enjoy what we do here, you want to support the channel, well, then be sure to click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. Make those monetary contributions to us, or you can donate directly via PayPal. Grofshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's GROFFshow@gmail.com for PayPal. And, of course, we could really use your support. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, it is all linked up down in the description. You might even find some Adriana related stuff down there. I'm sure you will. So be sure to check all that out. Plus our streaming station. It's available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that. So give that a look and a listen. Again, linked up in the description, or you can go to KMGX.com and listen that way. All right, otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support, so greatly appreciated. Please be safe out there, and you guys have yourselves a tremendous rest of your Wednesday.